Patel, editor at Trade Finance Global. Today, we're at the 2024 EBRD TFP Information Session and Award at the 33rd EBRD Annual Meeting and Business Forum in Yerevan, Armenia. Sustainability and green financing are some of the most important topics within the international trade industry. While we all agree on that, actually implementing policies and strategies can be extremely difficult. But we do know that public-private partnerships are a vital aspect of creating a more sustainable future and changing the trade, treasury and payments industry for the better. To help us learn more about EBRD's efforts in sustainability and the growing partnerships in this area, I'm really happy to welcome Maya Henriques, Director of Green Financial Systems at EBRD, and Salome Tvalodze, Finance Division at the National Bank of Georgia, based in Georgia. Maya, Salome, welcome to Trade Finance Talks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nice for having us here. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Maya, I'll start with you, if that's okay. Can you elaborate on some of the key strategies that EBRD employs, which are a lot, to really promote green financial systems?
Yeah, I think we do that in three ways. So the first one is, of course, green finance. So we've greened successfully almost all of our financial instruments, including trade finance. Second, I would say, is working with financial institutions quite holistically on helping them green themselves, green their own operations, green their own risk management system, their entire climate governance, if you will. And the third one is collaborating with regulators, such as the National Bank in Georgia, and of course many others, on setting conducive policy environments for sustainability and for ESG integration.
Thank you very much. So greening your products, greening the banks, and working with partners and international financial institutions, governments, etc., to really help drive that strategy. And Salome, I think that ties nicely into the next question. Can you describe the National Bank of Georgia's sustainable finance framework and some of its core components?
Yeah, sure. So, National Bank of Georgia, as a central bank of the country, supports financial sector's role in achieving sustainable development, and for this purpose develops a sustainable finance framework. And the framework implies integration of ESG considerations into financial decision making, ESG risk management, climate risk management, and supporting to redirect financial flows towards more sustainable activities. And over the years, we managed to introduce regulations, guidelines, policies in all three main pillars of sustainable finance. That is sustainable finance market, that includes taxonomies, definitions, ESG risk management, climate risk management that require related regulations and the guidelines, as well as disclosure, reporting, and transparency. So we managed to cover all this, and now we are moving more towards making sure that financial sector are implementing all these regulations.
Thank you very much. And Maya, what role does policy support from financial regulators play in advancing green finance? And thank you, Salome. You probably brought up some of those really key initiatives.
Yeah, I think it's crucial. Of course, the central banks, they have a supervisory capacity, and they know that climate risks are a risk to banks' portfolios, so they can be really very instrumental in supporting the regulated banks with integration of climate risk. And if they set a conducive environment, then of course that levels the playing field. All the banks, they speak the same language when it comes to ESG integration, climate risk integration, and I think that really helps to lift the entire system.
Thank you very much. And Salome, how does the National Bank of Georgia collaborate with the private sector to drive sustainable finance initiatives in Georgia?
Yeah, so cooperation and collaboration, working together with the private sector is like a core part of our sustainable finance framework development. And we made decision from the beginning to work very closely with them to develop sustainable finance in Georgia. And for us, it's turned out to be very successful. And this collaboration is one of our success factors. And we continue to work very closely with them. They are involved in the whole process, development regulations, implementing them. So it's really essential to have financial sector on board to be successful in this field.
Thank you very much. But Maya, are there any hurdles?
Yeah, I would say three main hurdles. I think the first one, there's a plethora of different climate, ESG, sustainability standards, regulations, voluntary, compulsory out there. And I think we need to converge. I think we're starting to converge on the disclosure side with the ISSB in the European context with the CSRD. And we need to converge, obviously, at an international level because climate risks, as we all know, that don't stop at borders, right? Second, I would say is really internal capacity. It's not easy. Dealing with environmental issues, social issues is quite complicated, climate issues. So banks need to really build internal capacity, and they're doing it, but it needs to continue. And then the third point I would say is really also show a bit that there's actually a lot of opportunity in this and that there's a business case for the green transformation. And I think as much as we show this business case, we'll get banks along much quicker.
Thank you very much. And final question for you, first of all. What piece of advice would you give financial institutions and perhaps some of your partner banks that are just really beginning to explore their journey towards greening finance?
I would say just start.
Just start.
It seems very overwhelming because it's such multifaceted issues, but there's so much to do and we have a great urgency given the climate urgency that we're facing. So just start somewhere.
Just start. And Salome, what do you think, in your opinion, what do you think will be the most significant change in green finance, let's say over the next 10 years, over the next decade?
Yeah, I guess we will see mainstreaming green and sustainable finance. So not only like leaders or advanced financial institutions will start implementing and moving towards sustainable and green finance, but everyone, all size or type of financial institutions. And I guess there are few factors that will contribute to that. And the policy and the regulations is definitely one of them because we see increasing regulations and policies. Another, I would say, would be international pressure and international regulations, and including pressure from international financial institutions like EBRDs. They play a crucial role in advancing sustainable and green finance, especially in emerging countries. And last but not least, it will be increased awareness about both risks, as Maya mentioned, but as well as about opportunities. So green finance is not only managing risks, it's a huge opportunity, and more financial institutions are realizing this, that there are risks they need to manage and there are opportunities they need to use. So this increasing awareness will contribute to mainstreaming green and sustainable finance as well.
Thank you very much. Well, green finance has been a key theme at the EBRD Trade Facilitation Programme Award ceremony today. Here we are at EBRD's annual meeting in Yerevan. Maya, Salome, it's been such a pleasure having you on Trade Finance Talk TV. Thank you very much.
Thank you
so much.